Aloha mai ka. Aloha mai kako, everyone. This is Shisa Kahonaile from the ANA Pacific region. I'm just gonna give everyone a few minutes to go ahead and log on before we start at 10 o'clock. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the chat box and we'll go ahead and follow up with you folks after the webinar is complete. Thank you. Aloha talofa hafade from the ANA Pacific region. My name is Shisa Kahaunale and I am the Outreach Specialist. I wanted to thank you all for joining us for today's webinar, Trusting Our Youth to Take the Lead. We worked with Leah at Intersections in American Samoa, and we are so excited to be able to give you guys this presentation. It is filled with so much information. I did want to mention before we get started that this is a recorded session and this will be available on our YouTube page following the webinar, either Friday or Monday at the latest. Without further ado, I'm going to let Leah take off.
Well, pleasant greetings and talofa from American Samoa. My name is Moilili Ase, CEO of Intersections Inc. And I have with me three of our amazing young leaders who will be sharing with you about their experiences. We are delighted and honored to be sharing with you on this topic, trusting the youth to lead. For those of you who do not know where American Samoa is, we are located. We are the southernmost territory of the United States of America. We are located about 2,300 miles southwest of Hawaii. I will highlight the development of our organization through youth programs that are funded by ANA grants, and we hope to give you some tips in trusting our Native youth to lead in our Native communities. So the work of Intersections began in 2002 at a time when juvenile crimes and crimes against children, such as child abuse, was on the rise. It began with about 5 children between the ages of 5 and 16 who wanted to learn keyboarding. They were taking turns on one computer at my house, and in a matter of weeks, there were 35 children who were waiting for their turn to get at a computer. So we turned it into a faith project. They were tired of waiting, and they wrote down what they wanted, and it was a brand new computer lab with the internet, a printer, and air conditioning room, and all of which I did not have. They turned it into a prayer project and got their families involved while I was learning how to get the community involved. In 6 weeks, CSBG, the Community Services Block Grant, gave us funding for $25,000 to install a brand new computer lab that provided after-school computer tutoring, as well as providing skills training for their parents and young adults that were in the area. So in 2003, about 8 people, including high school students, committed suicide. Some of them were good friends of our youth participants. And at one of our sessions, one of the students made a comment. All we see are adults talking about our issues on TV, but we want to help too. So that discussion led to our very first grant, ANA, for drama education in 2003, producing issue-based plays engaged in the community in discussions that eventually led to the media communications project that was also funded by ANA in 2008, which also resulted to another ANA tsunami recovery project, which was given to us in 2009 after the tsunami occurred on our island. Now, why am I sharing these projects with you? Because all of these projects were youth created and youth driven, and they were initiated from conversations and the involvement that we had with the youth that were with us at the time. We learned from very early days the value of youth engagements and how building confidence in the young person, as well as learning to trust and believing in them, can shape their philosophies and perceptions. And we also, got to help them to see opportunities instead of despair, help them to see potentials in the place of emptiness, and also healing in the place of brokenness. So our Native communities are filled with young people who are hopeful and risk takers, but they're really looking for adults in their lives who can best prepare them for successful adulthood. And in 2016, we were blessed to be one of the recipients for ANA Native Initiatives for Leadership, Empowerment, and Development, known as the iLead Project. And we got this grant to create Tupulana Tayala, translated as Youth Paving or Leading the Way. It's a peer leadership and positive youth development project that took us to another element of not only youth created, youth driven, but now youth led, and it's trusting our youth to lead. And now this project was initiated by high school students who continue to show up at our sex education classes. They actually gave us the courage to keep going and to keep pressing on because we had so much resistance and opposition from many adults and community leaders because of the topic. So we asked them, why do you keep showing up? And they said, because we want to learn how to talk to our peers because they need to hear this message too. They tell us just say no to sex, but they don't tell us why it is important for us to say no. And oftentimes we underestimate the tender hearts of young people and their curiosity. And so the goal for our iLead project is to empower a cadre of confident young leaders to communicate the benefits of avoiding risky behaviors such as bullying, unhealthy relationships, drugs and alcohol, linking drugs to sex, and the influence of media. And we are extremely grateful to ANA for funding this project because we have learned so much through this project. And we learned that trusting the youth to lead is not simple as it sounds. But when you're willing to let go of the reins and allow them to lead, that they will take you into so many dynamics. They have so much to teach us. They are the best educated, most connected, and most informed generation. I remember when we developed the first lessons and we gave it to the high school students and they said, can we try it our way? And so we've learned that in order to trust the youth to lead, we must be able to trust ourselves and trust the adults or the staff members that are working with them. Young people, we believe, are best served when they are active participants in their relationships and in the activities with adults and other youth. And they pay attention when their input influences the decisions around them. And they also pay attention when they can shape those relationships as much as they are shaped by them. And so here are some more pictures of our peer leaders activities. We try to make them fun. And so we also include hiking where they can learn more of their environment and more of their community. We learn through different cultures through the Youth Summit. And with the COVID-19 and cancellation of graduation this year, they did a convoy with drumming and fire knife dancing to the 4 high school sites to recognize and celebrate the high school seniors. So trusting our Native youth to lead has yielded so many benefits for all of us that are involved. So some of those benefits including creating a culture of positive influence through peer empowerment, and students from non-participating schools are getting involved because of the positive environment that peer leaders have created. Another one benefit is seeing young people empowering other young people to become change agents and helping them to change their lives. We also are so blessed to know that and understand that every young person can create value in their communities. It can encourage young people to create opportunities. In fact, since we've implemented the ANA iLead project, they've been able to create 2 more youth-led projects. And also, we were able to see the increase in collaboration, support, and community involvement. They're confident in who they are and they gain skills that are needed for adulthood preparation, such as decision-making, time management, teamwork. And they're engaged in the success sequence for poverty prevention by either getting employed after high school or continuing to college education. So our Native communities have so much to learn from our young people, I believe. They're not disengaged from our world. They're just simply savvy enough to know that we're not listening to them. So we can't just educate them about juvenile crimes and truant behaviors. We must learn to trust our young people to lead and allow them to drive the discussions that shape our lives, especially in our Native communities. So our whole process and lessons about the whole Tupulana Tayala process is going to be available through our Tayala Peer Leadership and Youth Development Curriculum. And today I have three young ladies, as I mentioned, that started their journey as high school peer leaders, and they now attend the local community college. Miss Geraldine Ofisa, Miss Lodua Leomiti, and Miss Perosi Valfanua. So they participate now as peer mentors who plan and organize activities, and they provide training to high school peer leaders. We're very blessed to have them here. They're very brave to accept the request to share their experiences and share with you why they started, how they felt throughout the process, and how it has influenced their growing. So I'm going to turn it over to who's Ms. Perosi Valfanua. Share with us about what you have learned and what it has done for you.
Ciao Palava. My name is Perosi Valfanua, and I am currently a freshman at ACC majoring in marine science. I was the only one that is not from the theater schools from the previous years. So I joined because I saw that this program actually provided a safe space for the youth, and it was very student-led, which is something that I very much admire. Coming into this program, I felt that it has trained me and aided me in my public speaking, my critical thinking, and especially my networking skills, because I get to mentor the younger generations of American Samoa, and I actually get to go out to the sites and, like Ms. Lika has mentioned, actually lead what I'm talking about, which is what's most great about it. For the media networks, I have actually went out to the field and observed my fellow peers take their videos, and during the editing process, I had a glimpse of that also. So this program has not only built me and sculpted me into a great individual, it has aided me with media tips, public speaking skills, mentoring tips, and so on and so forth. So I decided to join because my parents and my sister started college off island. So I felt that there was a need for me to excel in a lot of things to make up for the fact that I'm starting local. So I actually felt very anxious going into this process, but then I had friends who encouraged me to join this program, which I'm so glad that I did. So my experiences in here really did gift me to be a better individual. While indulging in these activities, events, and positions, I found myself occupied, so I really did stay on top of my work, both academically and within this club. I was very much put into the position where I had to meet a lot of deadlines, and within this life, deadlines mean a lot of things. So if we wouldn't meet the deadline by ourselves, our helping mentors and superiors would assist us, which is very much great, because although we lead, we're also supervised, and we're also given a lot of advice to move on for what's better. Uttered a lot in this group is, when you go alone, you go faster, but when you go together, you go further, which is exactly what Tukulanga Tayala is about. Gathering the different mentors, leaders, and the younger generation of American Samoa to strive for what's best for not only our island, but for society itself. I've gained lifelong friendships from the people that I never thought I would be associating with. I'm improving my resume by associating and indulging in academic, secular, and communal circles, and I've felt the decrease in mental exhaustion, like I mentioned before. Before joining this group, I really did have some mental health issues, which I have resolved by actually opening up to this program. And I no longer indulge myself in self isolation, because I have these networking skills and I'm able to express my feelings in a positive way to my peers. And I no longer hold pressured moments as something that holds me back, rather than reflect on it and move on forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosie.
Talofa. My name is Lolwilla Miti, and I'm one of the peer leaders that started from high school. Before joining this program, I was informed by my high school counselor, and with what was presented to me, I eventually became interested and was just curious of what this program had in store for me. The first day I joined the program, it was very eye-opening. They presented us with a lot of interesting messages that about the issues that's going on in our island, and just with the idea of spreading awareness of these issues, I wanted to continue participating and helping the youth with like informing them about the local issues that we're facing. And this program allowed me to utilize my skills and talents with uh, delivering the message to the youth and also our community. And with the idea of working with my peers, I enjoyed completing these projects. And with a person with being a person with experiences in media and video filming and editing, I enjoyed putting my talents in, like, having a purpose for my talents. So making videos and editing videos about the issues that's going on with our islands, and which also delivers a message, it really meant so much to me, and that is why to this day, I'm continuing. I continue to participate in this program, and from this program alone, I learned so much, and I also did. Actually, I did a lot of things that I never pictured myself doing, like going out to the high schools and presenting to the kids, and that is something that really changes a person. And I think that's what makes more students want to participate in this program. And yeah, I'm very grateful to share my experience here with you guys. And in the future, I really hope it'll change someone else's life like how it did to me. Thank you.
Thank you. Lua, let me ask you a question. Share with us about, because you were engaged, you were involved in the very first project, the peer leader training when you were training the high school students, and you guys were given the task of planning, brainstorming, and coordinate the whole event. What was that like for you? Tell us about that experience.
My experience in our very first task, I suppose. I mean,
Event.
yeah, events. It was a very big event where we trained high school peer leaders. I was placed as one of the team leaders for our event, and honestly, it was my first experience, actually being to actually leading a team for the first time, and it was such a huge task for me. So before doing all that, I was really um, underestimating myself, I suppose. Like, I didn't believe of what I could do for, like, I didn't think I would be able to have the ability to lead or actually be able to tell people, what to do and all that stuff. But my team members, they actually made me feel comfortable, and I overcome that fear of leading, and I'm proud to say that I did it. It took a lot, but as long as I had my peer leaders with me, it really made it easier for me to lead. And because we are all leaders, we actually have like the same mentality, and we uplift each other. Like, we don't really let one another down. And yeah, that's all I can say.
was creating that positive
Yeah.
environment to surround you. Well, thank you, Lou. And you had just graduated high school at that time when you were given that big event.
Yes.
Thank you. Miss Geraldine.
Greetings and talofa. My name is Geraldine Elitao Ofisa. I am currently attending American Samoa Community College, majoring in health science. Thank you for having me be a part of this prestigious webinar. So I first want to start off with, I have been a part of this program for about 2 years now. And in all honesty, I joined this program not knowing what to expect. I was actually recommended by my advisors and teachers at school. And being that I'm a person that likes to take up challenges, I went ahead and applied for this program. And honestly, it has been a blessing to be part of this program. I came in, I did not know what to expect from this program. I can honestly say that I can't imagine myself not being a part of this program. The best part of this program is that it is student led, and I am the type of person that likes to be involved in my community. I like that I'm given the chance to have a voice in this program. This program, like Ferosi and Lodua have mentioned, it is very life-changing, and I really recommend this program to all those who struggle with having a voice in their community. So I would also like to mention that I was part of the Youth Summit that took place in New Mexico in the I-League conference last year in 2019. And that that summit itself has given me a shift in perspective. I was able to see things from different viewpoints, and that is something that I very much admire about the summit, was that I was able to meet other Native Americans who also struggle with what I struggle, and I was able to expand my viewpoints on their opinions on what they go through, and it made me feel very appreciative of this program even more, because unlike us, they're not really given that chance to speak up for themselves. But I'm so glad that Tupulama Ta'ala provides this platform for us where we can speak and spread awareness. And honestly, in the a year and a few months that I've been a part of this program, I can see that it has spread and it has grown a lot in just a few months, and I can honestly see so much potential for it to go further. And I know that this will definitely help our youth advocate and let their voices be heard. And so I'm just so thankful for this program.
Thank you, Ms. Geraldine. Well, I hope that you all have been able to get some glimpse and some tips on what our Native communities can be transformed and how they can be transformed when we allow our young people to lead and trust them in the process, as well as trusting ourselves in the process. And so finally, I'd like to thank Shisa Kanahele from ANA Pacific Region and ANA Pacific Region TTA, as well as ANA overall, for the opportunity to share with you today about the work that we're doing. Thank you for joining us today, and we are truly honored to be a part of this webinar. And so here's our information. You can contact us with this information if you'd like to know more about what we're doing. Check out our website and also our Facebook page. All right, alofa atu and fa'afetaitele, and mahalo. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much to Leah and Intersections for this amazing presentation and those three amazing young women that really show what this webinar was all about. And I really hope that this helps you in your organizations and your communities think about including more youth in your projects. And it was such an amazing experience to be able to listen and talk story with Intersections. And I'm so excited that you guys all have this information. Leah's information is right there on the screen. If you have any questions, you can either leave them in the chat box or reply to any of the emails that you got regarding this webinar. and I will go ahead and connect you myself. Thank you so much for joining us for today's webinar. If you have any more questions, again, feel free to email me at any time. Have a great day. Aloha.